In this episode, we're going to talk about SEO. Is it right for you? Should you invest in it? Let's find out. So let's first start with the fun fact of the day. So as you can see on the screen, 75% of people never go past the first 3 results on page 1 in the Google search. So 75% of people will just look at the 1, 2nd, and 3rd results on page 1. That's a pretty staggering stat and humbling if you go look at your SEO. So let's talk about SEO. The question is SEO right for me, or should I invest in it? And that's a great question, and I deal with business owners that have that question all the time. And what I'm going to show you today is with a website with a client of ours, Food Truck Invasion, which we're doing web development and SEO for. So the first question I will ask you, or I will ask you to look at, is if you go in Google and you look for your name, and in this particular case with Food Truck Invasion, I'm going to open this up. And if you look at your name, which in his case is Food Truck Invasion, do you come up first? Or do you come up second? You know, if you come up second or third, that is a problem. That's your name. That should be the first rule. You should at least come up first, and that's really that's step 1. It's kind of like recognizing your name when the teacher calls you in 3rd grade, right? I mean, you need to get that basic. So if you don't have that, then you have a serious problem. But the second thing, which is really important, which is the most important, is do you come up for your keywords, or the keywords that you want to drive traffic to your website for products and services that you're selling. In the case of Food Truck Invasion, what he wants to rank for and what he wants to develop his business with is with catering. Specifically, the keywords would be catering, food truck. So he wants to grow his business with that aspect, with corporate events would hire a food truck to come to their events and whatnot, which is really popular. He wants to rank for that. So if you look on the screen, he actually come up, so you have the first ad right here. He actually comes in 3rd position. So you remember that stat. People only look at the first 3. So he is doing really good there and being in the top 3, but obviously he would probably want to be in the position number 1. But being in the top 3 is great. Sometimes people get hung up on being number 1 on page 1, and I'm like, number 2 and number 3 is fine. You want to be in those 3. There's a matter of fact, anywhere on page 1 is good. Number 4 is not horrible, but again, you want to know the game is played in the first 3 results. So I'm going to say that this guy here in position number 4, which is get a food truck. Oh, actually, it's him again. The number 5 is good food truck ATL, which must be Atlanta Catering. He is going to get some traction as well. So that's the first and second thing. Do you come up with your name? Do you come up for your keyword? Now, people sometimes have misconception about what a keyword is, and they think the keyword is what they do, and it's not. Your keywords are what people need, which is very much different. So let's just take an example as a dentist. So a dentist may think, okay, my keyword is dentist. And the answer is, okay, that would be great for you to come up at least with that, like let's say dentist West Palm Beach. But that's just really just a small step of it. The real keyword that you would want to rank for would be, for example, if I put tooth, and I can see actually Google is helping me by giving me suggestions at what the vast majority of people are looking for, which in this case is tooth fairy, which may not be you, but tooth extraction. So let's look at that one. Tooth extraction. See, emergency dental care, Boynton Beach Dentist.net actually comes up, and then wisdom teeth, those are the ads. But if you look in the organic WebMD, and then Wikipedia is coming up. So that means that there's nobody organically, locally, that actually is ranking for that. And that's just not really a good thing for your business, especially if you're a dentist. Again, you can do teeth and then see what comes up. Oh, if I could spell it properly. Teeth whitening. So let's click on teeth whitening, which is what people need, not what you do. You can see that, again, you have some ads that are coming up, but look at that. Hernandez Dennis, Farag Jive, Henry Suarez. These guys are coming up. So they have optimized their website for the things that people need, and they're getting some traction. So obviously, you could say, well, it's not really a big deal for me, SEO. I mean, I don't know if it's going to be worth it and worth my while. And what I'm going to have you look at and consider is, number one, is it hurting my credibility? And two, am I leaving money on the table? So if you are a dentist in the West Palm Beach area, you can see that those results here, those three people are actually getting all the leads for people looking in Google for teeth whitening services. And if your name is not there, then you're not getting that business. So that would be the question is, well, is that business important to you? The second important factor is, depending on the type of service you are in, is it hurting your credibility that you're nowhere to be found on Google? So if I search for your name and if I search for your services, you don't come up, but your competition does. Would that have an impact on your credibility? I don't know. It's for you to figure out. But those would be the two real important things for you to take in consideration for, is SEO right for me? Now, one of the things that you would probably want to do immediately, you can do, and it's free. It's a great tip to find out how you're doing with your SEO and your local searches, is using a tool that's called Moz Local. It's moz.com/local. And click on check my listing score right there on this box and put the name and zip code of your company right there, and then click on check my listing. I'm going to pull up one that I've already done so we don't have to wait the 10-15 second. And I pulled up the Doral Business Cancel, and what it will do is it will give you a result on how you actually are showing up with the 14 main aggregator of data on the web that Google is looking at to figure out who you are, what you do, where you are, what types of service and products, and all this. So this is really, really the foundation of SEO. You need to have a score, above 70%. Yeah, ideally would be above 90%. It's rare because things move and whatnot, but at least if you are in the 30-40 percentile, it's not good at all. So what it does is, below the results is telling you all the 14 major data aggregators right there. It's going to tell you which one are incomplete, which one are inconsistent, and it gives you the opportunity to update the listing. So all of this is giving you the tool to correct your SEO and making sure that it is actually correct throughout the web, and it gives you an opportunity to update it. It's not complicated, it's time consuming. They're going to ask you to verify the information. Sometimes they'll mail you something, but most of the time they'll call your business number and give you a code that you will have to enter and whatnot. Great job to be done by an intern. It's time consuming, it can be frustrated, and you'll pull your hair out, but it needs to be done. Okay? So that's it, and that's really the answer. Is SEO right for you? I don't know. Do those tests and you figure it out on your own. The question of the day, how many pages, when you search for something, how many pages do you look at? Do you look at 1 page, 2 page, 3 pages, or systematically you only look at 1 page and then you go to something else? That's the question of the day. Thank you. Please subscribe and put any comments or any questions below. I'll do my best to answer it. Thank you.